So, Birds of Prey was a movie. A terrible movie, but a movie nonetheless. I didn't like it as I feel it was quite sexist. This got me into a heated discussion with my feminazi cousins. It became a whole thing about men's advantages compared to women's and the importance of feminism. I'm not a feminist, but I don't really disagree with feminism as a whole. Planning a video on that too, by the way. Now, I don't want this to be a typical cringy anti-SJW movie review, where I'm rambling on about emojis.
The emojis are necessarily male. A yellow smiley face has no gendered traits, so you can't say it's either male or female, and it even has unnaturally yellow skin, so it doesn't have a race either. So it can represent anyone. It's just that when you need an emoji for a bride or a princess, you specifically need it to be gendered because brides and princesses are female by definition.
Instead, I want to discuss how the film treats gender and the characters. So the film starts off well in my opinion. Joker has just dumped Harley, and now she's trying to take back her own life and be independent. I personally would have liked to see more of Harley and Joker's relationship, but if the writers feel that we saw enough of that in Suicide Squad and want to release the character from her abusive relationship now, I think they should. Many women, like Harley, stay in their abusive relationships because they feel like they're nothing without their partners. This, of course, is not the case, and I think the film helped show that. Now let's move on to the characters themselves. That is, even if you can call them characters. Ladies first. Helena Bertinelli, aka the Huntress. She is the orphan daughter of a gangster looking for revenge. Dinah Lance, aka Black Canary. She is a singer, a fighter, a driver. She works for Sionis. Cassandra Cain, a teenager that swallows a diamond belonging to a gang leader. And of course, Rosie Perez, a detective that no one really cares about and that doesn't really affect the plot in any meaningful way. Now for the gentleman. A sadistic crime lord, Roman Sionis, aka the Black Mask, and his sidekick, Victor Zsasz. Okay, now let's look at the personalities. The Huntress, hard and badass. Black Canary, hard and badass. Rosie Perez, hard and badass. Cassandra Cain, hard and badass. Roman Sionis, self-obsessed sadist. Victor Zsasz, self-obsessed sadist. Notice a pattern? I didn't include Harley because I think that she did have some personality. The writers obviously put most of their effort into her, so I'll leave her alone. Let's look at the men. Every single man in this movie was an asshole. Even Doc abandoned Harley. This was the main issue for me. I'm okay with most of the men being evil, but not one single male was a decent person. Well, I mean, there was Bruce. Bruce was a gem. An argument brought up by my cousin was that they were trying to give men a taste of our own medicine because of how women were treated by movies in the past and even to this day. I think they have a point, but I think that there is a better way of doing this. Also, I don't even think that's what they were trying to do. I think it was just genuinely bad writing. Now let's take a look at the women. An entire female cast full of badass superheroes is so empowering. It definitely can be, if there is more than that to the characters. Which there wasn't. They were the same characters with different backstories. Now I understand what's trying to be done here. Make all the women amazing strong heroines and then boom, equality. But I don't think having female characters go from dumb blonde damsels in distress to amazingly skilled badass warriors with no other personality traits is much of a progression. Having women with different strengths, skills, weaknesses, and backgrounds makes for much more interesting characters and wider variety for female role models. All the women in this movie were treated like crap by the other men. Now, being a male specimen myself, I can't really talk for women about their experiences. Sexism definitely does exist, and it's an important issue. But the entire movie was just men abusing, using, and simply not caring about women. Don't get me wrong, there are definitely men who think like this, and vice versa, but not a single man helped the women in any way. This was a man versus woman situation, which I think is really toxic. I think that we should bring together the two sexes in the hope of achieving gender equality. That isn't what this movie was doing. If you disagree with anything said in this video, that's fine. Tell me why in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Still waiting for that first subscriber. Bye.